See who all joins in this evening. $1800, so Central Time at least. I wonder if I can. There we go. Had to lower the chair a little bit. Oh man. Oh, happy Monday. Hope everyone's doing well. Just trying to get my watch set. What's today? 26th. Trying to get my watch set for tomorrow. Gotta love making a cup of coffee in the hotel room. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's lunchtime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. What time is it? 6:08, 18:08. There we go. Had to get my watch set for tomorrow. I'm traveling for work, so coming to you live from a hotel room this evening. What's going on, Jeff? And Cornbread, what's happening? Hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing the travel thing, so staying at the Choice brand hotels, which is probably one of my favorites, by the way. They are not well regarded for how nice they are, but you know, they get the job done. It is a place to sleep and a place to take a shower, so it works well. But I hope y'all are doing well this evening. Dodging the heat. Hey, this past week was really nice, like really nice. So I ended up, it was kind of perfect timing because my wife has been hounding me in the nicest possible wife way that they do for a couple of years now, maybe longer than that, to redo the flower bed out in front of our house. And I've been putting it off. I mean, just like what husbands do. And it reached a point where we were going to have some people over at the house. It was going to be a whole big thing. And so I had reached a point of, basically crossed the point of no return. I was like, all right, well, I gotta redo the flower bed now. We got so many people coming to the house. I can't not do it. So that's what I spent last week doing. And thankfully it wasn't too hot, right? There you go. Thankfully it wasn't too hot. And it was, the lows were in the 60s, which was perfect. And the way my house is situated, there's shade in the afternoon after about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that, p.m. There's shade on the front side of the house right where that flower bed is. So, man, I was able to get after it last week and literally replaced the whole thing, ripped everything up, shoveled everything out by hand. The only thing that survived, or the only thing I left, was a Japanese maple, and I think it's like a crepe myrtle that's planted in there also. Just a couple of things survived. That Japanese maple is like, that's a mainstay. Can't get, you better believe it, no more reloading till it gets done, 100%. That was my goal too. I was like, all right, I gave myself a time deadline, right? I was like, I gotta have it done by Saturday, and I cannot think about reloading or anything reloading related, otherwise I'm going to get sidetracked. I'm going to start going and doing projects and I'm going to not get it done. So what's going on, Patrick? So that's what I did last week. So there was absolutely no reloading done, no turkey. What's going on? We got turkey in the house. I would love to travel to Turkey one day, actually. Yeah, so no reloading done, no range sessions, no shooting whatsoever, no nothing. All this week was simply getting the flower bed done. So Jeff hit the nail on the head. Yep, you can't get it done until you get it done, right? So that's just kind of how it goes. So nice. Canada. Oh, Canada in the house. You know, it's interesting when I go and look at the demographics on my channel of the people that actually tune in that list the country that they're from. Canada is typically, I mean, the U.S. obviously is number one. And it's number one by a long shot. And then Canada is generally like second or third. It's typically near the top there. Pennsylvania, we got South Carolina. Interesting. Just kidding, Canada blows. Well, you know, I don't know. I'm not from Canada, so couldn't tell you. What's going on, David? Bow hunting 80, getting ready to reload. Oh, reload. Yeah, let me know. Hey, bow hunting 80. Let me know how you like that 360 buck hammer. I'm a huge fan of 350 Legend, and I've been eyeballing that 360 buck hammer, so I would like to hear some feedback on that. What are your thoughts on it? So keep us posted. David said howdy from South Dakota. U.S. is always number one. That's right. Number one in our hearts. Serbia. Hey, Poland. Wouldn't mind going to those places either. But yeah, so far I love, but only. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Only shot factory ammo. That's cool. It seems like a really neat cartridge. I mean, it's pretty cool that they're, you know, you had the 350 Legend, which you had some straight wall stuff prior to the 350 Legend, but it seems like the 350 Legend is really what's kind of helping to push. Now, I know you had 450 Bushmaster before and all that, but it seems like the 350 Legend is really helping to push and kind of get some momentum on those straight wall states, right? So that, you know, coming out with new cartridges like 360 buck hammer and that type of stuff. So 400 Legend now, a lot of really good stuff. So pretty cool. Cornbread. I'm about to set out a fresh salt lick. Oh, nice. Ever get fire 4-bore? No, but I've seen videos of people shooting that thing. Sweden. Yeah, a lot of cool places in here this evening. Patrick, have you tried H4350 on 7mm 08? I'm loading 47.1 grains with Sierra Tip Game King. I can't recall off the top of my head. I mean, you'll have to go. I just took a shower, so got water in my ears. Had to shave my head, had to get ready for tomorrow. But I don't. You'll have to go look at my 7mm 08 videos. I couldn't tell you. I just can't. I can't recall off the top of my head if I tried that powder. I doubt I did, because the load development process on that 7mm 08 was not. It wasn't super in depth. I didn't try a ton of powders, so I probably didn't actually. I probably didn't. I probably didn't try it, but who knows? I might have. I can't remember. It's been so long since I worked on that 7mm 08. Now, I will say that when I tested, so there's two different 7mm 08 projects that I've worked on, one for a friend of mine and one for myself personally. The one for my buddy worked out really well, and it's been great. Go to, I think the playlist, I have a playlist. I try to lump all my videos, not all of them, but I try to lump, especially the reloading ones, for a certain cartridge. I put them all in a playlist for that cartridge. So just go look. I don't know how you navigate to playlist. Just go to my channel and then go to the playlist section. It should be a selectable option, and then go to 7mm 08, and it should have anything I've done related to that cartridge, which I don't think it's a ton of videos. I didn't have a lot of success reloading for that cartridge in my personal rifle, but that was a Bergara B14, and I got to be honest with you, I was just disappointed. I was absolutely disappointed in that rifle. So I know it's their base model. It was just their standard B14 with, I think it was a hinged floor plate. So it wasn't like the super high speed, HMR Pros and all that stuff. It wasn't any of that. It was their base model, but it did not perform well at all. Indian. Yeah, I'd love to go to India too. Uh, do, do, do. Okay, yeah, I need to go back and just double check that I actually put all the 7mm 08 content in there. I might not have. But yeah, I just need to double check. Jeff, I've had good luck with H380 and 7mm 08 and the 139 grain SST. Okay. I've got H380, actually. I've got that powder. Don't have a 708 to shoot it in, but yeah, glad I could help you out there, Jim. Yeah, go shave your head. I had to do that for tomorrow, so, trying to prep ahead of time. Smithfield, North Carolina. Good deal. Oh, what's going on, Chris? Watch that Desert Dog group video. So I did. I started watching it. I didn't finish it. I didn't finish the video. I made it like halfway through. Having the time tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got the time tomorrow, but so here's the way I am about shaving my head. I always try to do it the night before. Like if I got to go to a work meeting or if I got to do something the next day, I hate shaving my head the day of. And I don't know, I'm weird about that because it just feels like if I shave my head the day of, especially because it's 95 degrees outside right now. I don't know what that is in Celsius for all you people that are tuning in from across the world. But in Fahrenheit, 95 is pretty hot. So, and I shave my head and I go outside like immediately after shaving my head, it feels like I get razor burn a lot more frequently that way. But if I shave it the day before and then go and do whatever I need to the next day, I mean, it's still super smooth, and close enough. And I don't have that issue. So I don't know. It's just me. Well, so I live in Alabama. That's where I'm based out of. And it's going to be hot this week. It's supposed to be like 100 this week. So it's going to be super hot this week. It's going to be warm. We had a good week last week with temps down in like, they were just like 90 degrees. So it was cold. We had a cold front come through, basically, is what it felt like. There were several mornings where it was like in the upper 60s, low 70s, low humidity. It felt nice. 98 tomorrow in Ohio. Yep, feel your pain. Feel your pain. Wayne, feel your pain, Wayne. There you go. So I don't know who you are, Eli, but you are in the chat. Brian, we did too after the hurricane. Yeah, that was the thing. I mean, you had that. It was so nice having the. It was almost fall-like, and that's literally. I think it was Monday morning. I woke up, and I walked outside, and it was like 65, low humidity. It felt incredible. And I'm like, yep, this is going to trick a lot of people. There, a lot of people that's just moved to Alabama, to the Huntsville area, they're going to be like, oh man, what are you guys talking about? This is amazing. I love it here. And then boom, this week, 100 degrees. You get smacked back to reality. Wayne, this weather is hurting my coyote hunting. Oh yeah. Cornbread, yeah, it was nice here, man. Crazy hot this week. It is. It's going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal. Jeff, it was awesome in Alabama with the cold front. Yes, it was. But yeah, hopefully, well, and that was the thing too. So redoing the flower bed, working in the yard all week instead of focusing on reloading and doing what I actually wanted to do. But the whole time I'm like, man, that cold front coming through, like, if you're not getting geared up for hunting season, then well, what are you doing? Now I did manage to put out a video. It's not, it doesn't really have a lot of views right now, but I did put out a video about hunting gear that I use in bow season and gun season. I put that out as more of a response to the Maine Outdoor Enthusiast, that channel. Those guys, they did a great job. It's a father-son team that runs that channel over there and puts out content, and they put out a great video on the type of gear, hunting gear that they use up in the Northeast, up in Maine, to track deer. And so I just thought it'd be kind of neat. Well, hey, here's what you guys use up there. Well, here's what I use down here, right? Here's the type of hunting I do, and here's the gear that I use for that. So put that video out. I think it was Friday, maybe. Might have been Friday. But yeah, done with the flower bed for at least for the foreseeable future, because now we got to figure out what to plant. I ripped everything out except for a couple of things I left. So now we got to figure out what to plant. So that's going to take, who knows. I'm going to see if I can turn that into a springtime activity. Brian is ART. Oh, are you asking, is an AR-10 good for hunting? I'm assuming that's what you're asking. And yes, if you can hunt with an AR, if it's legal, then yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Cornbread, I am back porch hunter now, mostly. Can't get around in the cold. Oh, okay, yeah. That sucks. Hopefully you can, like you said, back porch hunter, hopefully you can at least still make it work, get after it. Yeah, I mean, the AR-10 would be a great option. It depends on what you're hunting, right? Now, if you're going to go out and hunt hogs and you're going to have easy, I say easy, I put that in air quotes, but if you're going to have relatively quick follow-up shots, El Chupa Goats, he's in the house tonight. Welcome, El Chupa Goats. We have a dignitary among us. Now he puts out some great stuff. You guys need to go check out his videos. He puts out a ton of good content. So, but no, Brian, the AR-10 for hunting purposes, like if you're gonna go hunt wild hogs or something like that, where you're gonna have opportunities for quick follow-up shots on either that same animal or other animals, then it's almost a no-brainer. It's a great option. Okay, it really is a great option. Just make sure you get depending on the distances that you're going to shoot, obviously get the appropriate scope, the whole 9 yards. Most people go with an LPVO, like a 1-6, 1-8, something along those lines. But no, that's a great option. I have one. I haven't shot it yet, haven't done anything with it yet, but I put a Monstrum Tactical fixed, I think it's a fixed 4-power optic on there. And then I have a 45-degree offset mount off the rail, and I put a red dot on that, so for anything close up. So, but no, it's definitely a great option to hunt with. And if you have magazine restrictions in terms of capacity within your state, just go get a 5-round mag. You can buy those as well. So it's, as long as you can hunt with a semi-auto in your state, you should be fine. Throw a 5-round mag in there, and if that's a restriction, if not, load it up and go to town. So, Jeff, I may get to play with a 338 Lapua. That's awesome. I love that cartridge. No restrictions then, man. Have at it. No restrictions, have at it. That's like us. There's no restrictions in Alabama, so. The only thing about that is if you're carrying an AR in the woods and you're like toting a 30-round mag, like a 5.56 toting a 30-round mag, it's like, is that really practical? Same thing in a AR-10. If you're running a 20-round mag, it's like loading up 20 rounds of 308. Is it really practical to go hunt with, where you're probably going to get a few shots, if at all, probably just one or two. It's not the most practical thing. So but yeah, that 338, I just say Lapua. It's just easier. That's just how I talk. So, but that cartridge is a beast. I had really, really good luck. If you're able to reload for it, I would highly recommend I think it's the 285 grain Barnes. Is it a 280 or a 280? Is 285 or a 280 grain Barnes? Maybe. I don't know, something like that. That bullet shot really well. Mine was a Savage 110 BA Stealth Evolution, so it was a bolt action. That bullet shot really well, I believe, with H1000. Also, the Sierra 250 grain Game King shot insanely good. I'm almost positive it was with H1000 powder. It shot really, really well. So, and then also, I believe the Spear 225 grain, just their cheap Spitzer boat tail bullet. It's probably one of the cheapest 338 diameter bullets you can buy. It shot really well with, I think it was Reloader 33, if I remember that right. Wayne, how many bucks can you get in Alabama? You can kill 3. You can kill 3. I can't remember how it's worded in terms of the restriction, because it's like, I think the spikes have to be visible like a certain distance above the hairline. I can't remember. I have to go back and look, but you're limited to three bucks a year. Now, if you want to whack and stack some does, now you can do that. You can only kill 1 a day, but like for bow hunting, dude, you kill a doe a day if you wanted to, from the time bow season opens until gun season closes. You go stack them up all day long. You're only allowed 1 a day, but if your herd can support it, dude, you can kill as many of them as you want. Now, with a gun, it's a little bit different. It depends on where you're at in the state, what zone you're in, whether or not it's doe days. You know, that with a gun, it's a little more, it's a little different. But Chris got a premium 7mm mix, mostly 6. So you got it from American Reloading. I saw that. I don't know, what was that, a couple weeks ago? When was that? They just recently had a 7mm premium mix, and had like 10 in stock. They had a decent amount in stock, and I was like, man, I've really wanted to buy it just to see because they've been getting a lot of Hornady stuff lately. You can tell because a lot of the bullets they're uploading in stock is all Hornady stuff. So you can tell they're getting a ton of Hornady stuff here lately, and so I thought that might have been the case. But I had such good luck on that last premium mix order that I was like, man, I've got enough good stuff here to last me a long time, so there's no point in jumping on that when somebody else can. What's going on, Shane? Jeff, my grandson shot his first deer with an AR and 5. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that'll kill them all day long. 5.56 is a good round to hunt with. I've killed a lot of deer with that round. Wayne, wow, we're only allowed 1 buck and 2 does in my county. Ouch. Dude, that's brutal. Ugh. That's why I love Alabama. I mean, really, like, you can stack them. Again, if your herd can support it, you can go and shoot. I mean, kill them. Kill them dead. That's what I say. You don't want to be eating tag soup. Chris, a couple weeks ago, accidentally sent me the 6.5 mix, but fixed. Oh, okay, yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I remember that. I saw that, and I was like, I'm just going to pass. Brian, Hornady, pretty good. I don't know. It depends on who you listen to on YouTube. They've got their detractors. They've got their people that are diehard. They're only going to shoot Hornady bullets. People that swear by them. I mean, I like them. I just like them because they're another option, right? They give us another option for reloading components, reloading equipment, factory ammunition. Like, they're helping to, in my opinion, whether or not you agree with it, they are pushing the industry forward from an innovation standpoint when it comes to ammunition. And I know that's a touchy subject, some people might disagree with that. They're just repackaging stuff and adding a new name to it, and saying it's a new cartridge, whatever. I got it, but like, you can't really argue with the marketing machine. They are an absolute marketing juggernaut. That's what they do really well. They market their stuff really, really well. Jeff, 70 grain Barnes. Oh yeah, that's a great load. Wayne said, "What's up to Shane?" Chris, 175 and 708 should be interesting. No kidding. No kidding. That'll be very interesting. Very, very interesting. What's going on, Derek? Received my Peak 44 left-hand Tika black tooth stock today. Oh, that sounds fancy. Chris, a lot of powder crunch. Oh yeah, I believe it. Cornbread, I think Tennessee has a deer every man, woman, and child. They're getting hit more by cars. Yeah, Tennessee. I actually used to hunt in Tennessee several years ago, and the area I hunted, it was like that. I mean, they were overrun with deer, and then of course, here's what happens when you don't kill enough deer, or deer aren't able to die naturally in terms of predation and different things like that, and you're overpopulated, something's going to come through and wipe them out. And that's exactly what happened. I think it was EHD came through the area that I used to hunt and decimated the population. So I think it's back now as far as the area I used to hunt. I think it's kind of back to not where it once was, but I think the numbers are definitely back up. Derek, it's the stock brand you see on the Weatherby rifles with carbon fiber stocks. That's fancy. I won't say anything to Matt Tandy about that. Oh, me. I hope everybody had a good Monday. A little cheaper than AG Composite, yep. I bet. There's probably a lot of stuff cheaper than AG Composites. Their stuff is super top notch. But yeah, so the plan is when I get back on the reloading and get back to the projects, that I'm working on, I actually got it's a guy that I go to church with. He teaches Sunday school up there at church. He's the guy that I worked on a hunting load for his 6.5 Creedmoor. It's a CVA Cascade. It's got the veil camo pattern and all that. It's really sweet rifle. I worked on a load for him, and it's 140 grain SST with, I think it's IMR 4350, I believe. And so I told him, I was like, hey, if you don't mind, bring your gun back, bring the ammo I gave you, bring all that stuff back, because I want to try a different bullet. So what's going on, Darren? Hot in Missouri. Dude, it's hot everywhere. It is hot this week. So I got that. That's probably going to be first on deck when I get the time to get to the range. I want to reshoot those hand loads, see how they do. I want to scrub the barrel down, and then I want to test those CX bullets, those 130 grain CX. I want to see how they shoot in that particular rifle. So if they shoot really well, I'm going to swap it out and be like, hey, here you go. I found a better combination with a CX bullet, and give that to him. So did you send that? Yes, I did. That 25-06 is back. Is back with my buddy. So yep. And that one, it was super finicky. That particular rifle is a Ruger M77 Hawkeye, I believe, in 25-06 Remington. It was very finicky. That one was, I had to work on that one, and it was with the 90 grain GMX is what I ended up going with, bullet wise. I wanted a solid copper bullet, and so I went with the 90 grain GMX. Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville had a couple boxes, so I picked those up. And I cannot remember the powder I settled on. but I didn't max it out. That's for sure. Like it could have definitely. There was room to go up in terms of velocity. I kind of tempered the velocity a little bit on that one. So, and it ended up shooting okay. I mean, I was shooting 3-shot groups. They were like right around 1 MOA. So it's not the best, but it shot so much better than that factory ammunition that he gave me to try, that his daughter had been hunting with. I tested that factory ammunition multiple times because he gave me a few boxes of it. It shot terrible. I'm talking 2 and 3 inch groups. So we more than we cut the group size by half at a minimum, by half. So I was very happy with that, but it would have been nice if it would have grouped a little bit better. It'll work for what they need though. For the hunting they're gonna do, it's gonna work great. They are right around high 600s to 700s at AG. Yes, they are. Cornbread, I like that CVA. I like the CVA as well. And I picked up a CVA Cascade in 308 Winchester, and just like the 708 that I had in the Bergara B14, it did not shoot well. I'm not gonna say it didn't shoot well at all. It's just it did not shoot as well as what I thought the CVA Cascade would shoot. Right? It seemed like that gun should have shot a lot better. It seemed like it should have been a little more forgiving on the load development, and it was not. So, yeah, I've got mixed feelings, I guess we'll say, on the CVA Cascade. I want to like that rifle so much, but not. My experience, again, only one sample size. I wasn't happy with it. Same thing with the Bergara, and they're owned by the same people. Bergara and CVA, they're owned by the same people. So, I had one copy of the CVA, one copy of the Bergara, and when you hold a CVA Cascade and like a Bergara B14 in your hands, they feel the same. They're almost identical. I didn't have good results out of either one of them. So, yeah. That's just me, though. Derek, I've heard more people having better luck with CVA Cascade versus Bergaras despite same company and barrels made in the same facility in Spain. Huh. Cornbread IMR 4350. Outdoor Generalist is in the house. Man, I'm super jealous of that range, man. That range that you got there at your house. Super jealous. That's awesome. M77 is the most finicky rifle I've ever worked with. Loaded for a friend's 243. Couldn't get it to shoot better. Exactly. Yeah. Couldn't get it to shoot better than 1.5 MOA on good groups. Yep. That's exactly my experience with that 25-06 Remington. It was extremely finicky. Now, I didn't go through the process of testing, 5 or 6 different bullets, 5 or 6 different powder combinations. I kind of had a general idea of the bullet I wanted to use, and so I was, testing different powders with that bullet to find a combination that worked. It might shoot other bullets lights out, right? I don't know. But I know it didn't shoot the 117 grain Hornady Superformance factory ammo. It shot it like hot garbage. I mean, it was terrible. Cornbread, that's not good, man. Nope. Hi, can't pronounce your name. Jeff, try a longer jump with copper than what you do with cup and core bullets. Yeah, I mean, it's, that project's dead and gone at this point, but that is something I ended up doing. I didn't seat these long. I was trying to stick relatively, it might have been like at the manual overall length, maybe just a little bit longer. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and double check, but now that was with the Hornady GMX bullet. Now, when I shoot solid copper out of some of my other stuff, specifically 270 Winchester, the times I've loaded Barnes bullets in 270 Winchester, if I get down on it with the powder charge, and really pump up the velocity, that seems to be when it shoots really well. Which I didn't really do that with that 25-06, but I was shooting the Hornady GMX, so not necessarily, apples to apples, but that's not something I really tried, and it's not really something I wanted to try because it wasn't my gun, right? It was my buddy's gun. I don't want to be, cranking up the pressure unnecessarily when it's not my firearm. So ultimately, one thing I've learned over time is this: if you want top tier precision and accuracy, save your money and get 1 or 2 rifles built to your specs and be happy. Cost more but worth it. Well, it probably costs more initially, but in the long run, it's probably much cheaper, right? So, I mean, if you think about it, right, you get something, maybe you go the budget route, and it doesn't shoot really well, and then you're trying a bunch of stuff to get it to shoot, so you're spending a bunch of money on components, spending a bunch of time, energy, effort. You're like, man, this thing just doesn't shoot, right? And you burn through a bunch of stuff, and then you go, okay, well, I tried everything. I'm just going to get rid of it and get something else. So then you go down the path of doing that again with something else, right? So you can kind of, if you're not careful, you can get in a cycle of like, well, this ain't shooting well, let me get rid of it and get something else. And then you just keep repeating that. When, to your point, if you just right off the bat, be like, hey, try to set aside some money over time, and then be like, let me just have this thing built. Or if you have a gun like that that's like super finicky, take it to a really, really good gunsmith and say, look, this thing shoots like hot garbage. What can I do to make it better, right? Maybe start there. Maybe try to, shortcut the process a little bit. See if there's anything they can find that would just kind of like be a smoking gun of like, hey, this is your issue, right? It's either worth pursuing this or it's not. One long action Magnum, one long action standard bolt face. You can shoot any short action cartridge in a long action. Then your long term expenses thereafter are just getting the action rebarreled if you want. Yep. Jeff, loaded for a M77 7 rim mag for a friend. Best group was 1.5 MOA. Yeah. Derek Ruger, M77s, Woodstocks do very well with bedding in my experience. That's actually something that I've thought about evaluating, right? Because trying to find a cheaper Ruger M77 with a Woodstock, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter the cartridge, but, something that I kind of already have on hand that I can shoot and load for would be great. And then see what the difference is, right? Because there's a lot of people that say the exact same thing in terms of how finicky the Ruger M77s are. They're just kind of a pain to load for. By Old Savage. So I have a Savage 114. I have a Savage 114 American Classic, chambered in 300 Win Mag. That is just sitting in the closet right now. It's got a Woodstock on it. It's a pretty sharp rifle. It's more of a classic traditional hunting style rifle. It's got the really, really nice bluing on the barrel. But I don't know. Hadn't decided if I'm hanging on to that one or not. Derek, my M77 Mark II 270 Win went from dud to stud with 3-pound trigger and glass bedding. Wayne always wanted one at 257 Roberts. Derek, later the heart barrel helped it even more. Oh, I bet. Let's see. I would really like to have one in. I would like to have one in, to your point, either 257 Roberts or 250 3000 Savage. I've seen a couple of those float around from time to time. Very rarely, but I've seen them. That's a cool cartridge also. But yeah, that Ruger M77. It's just now I did work on one for a buddy of mine, chambered in 30-06, that seemed to shoot better. It was the Ruger M77, the one with the weird stock, the paddle stock or whatever that thing is. It might be a Mark II. I can't remember now, but yeah, and that one shot decent. It was a 30-06, and it shot pretty good. I was able to get it grouping pretty good. He's had a lot of success with that gun. I mean, a lot of success. He has killed some big deer and an elk with that setup. So Wayne, heck yeah, 253,000 be awesome. Oh, Derek, I've seen some Ruger Hawkeyes at auction, new, sell for 600 and under. Yeah, that's a good price. Jeff, my 338-06 is an old Action Savage. Derek, took Meredith a new Tika Hunter 30-06. The Tika Hunter has the wood stock, I believe, if I remember right. Those look pretty cool. And a Brooks barrel this past weekend, converting to a 6.5 284 normal. Oh, nice. That's a cool cartridge. That'll be a really good, that'll be a really sweet shooter. It'll be your third in that cartridge. Excuse me. Oh, me. Finish my coffee. Yeah, the guy that I worked up a hunting load for his son's 243 Winchester, the last one I worked on, he called me over the weekend. It was like, hey, was it Friday maybe he called me? Might have been Friday. He called me. It was like, hey, just left the range, or it could have been Saturday, who knows. And, hey, shot great. Really appreciate it, all that fun stuff. So that was good to hear. I was happy that it performed well. I knew it would, but I like it over the 6.5 PRC and the 6.5 Creedmoor. Nice. What you need is the 6.5 300 Weatherby. Was it the 6.5 300 Weatherby mag or whatever that thing is? I bet that joker's cooking. No. Where did you make that comment? I saw the comment about the actions and the money and the CVA and the Bergara. And the stock. I saw where you said you got your stock, but I'm scrolling back and there's nope. Now I'm back into the people that are from other countries. Are you sure it posted? I'm going back through. Let's see, you talk about your 270 shooting better, and then you took him a 30-06. Yeah, no, I don't think it posted, Derek, because I just scrolled back through and I made it all the way back to the folks from other countries commenting on the live feed, and there's no comment about 280 Ackley. That's awesome. Wayne 6.5 300 Weatherby. Yeah, that's what you need. That's the 6.5 grocery getter right there. Derek, I'm not getting a Weatherby cartridge. Those homies want way too much for their brass. No kidding. Yeah. Yep. They want, yeah, a lot for their brass. Jeff, nothing better than a picture from a deer that you loaded for. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's what's awesome about it. Like, I ended up making a little, kind of like a little collage this past hunting season of, some of the pictures people have sent me from animals they've killed with, hunting loads I've worked up. And so that was awesome. That was pretty cool. I started to go back and, pull the pictures and start making a collage, and I was like, holy crap, like, been a lot of death and destruction that's taken place. So it's pretty cool. Derek, you're right, too much. Yeah, their brass is spendy. I copied and pasted the 280 Ackley comment. Negative. Jeff, I think about 20 last year. I guess you can't see it. No, I can't see it. That's weird. Oh, boy. El Triple Goats, I want to get a 22-250 to do some loads. What do you think? Dude, do it. What do you mean? Send it. Buy it. Spend money. No, okay. All right, I saw the text come through. I'll have to look at it when I get done with the live stream. Because if I stop and go and look at my messages, it like jacks with the live stream. Yes, 22-250 all day long. I want to say Reloading Quest, I think he was working on a 22-250 project, I believe, because he bought a bunch of bullets from me that I had. I think they were the 50 grain Hornady VMAX bullets, if I remember right. But he's in South Africa right now hunting, so 22-250 Ackley improved. Yeah, that might have been what he was working on. It might have been an Ackley version of 22-250. But yes, 22-250 is a dynamite cartridge. Been seeing some videos of guys doing. That's cool. Cornbread confirmed he did. Jeff, 22-250 Ackley all the way. I think it's 1 in 8 twist, maybe, is what you're saying. Wayne, so this is for you, El Chupa Goats. Varget powder, 55 grain burger. So use Varget powder. Go get a 55 grain burger bullet. Winchester primers is what he runs. He's got a Savage Model 12, 22-250. That would be a pretty good. That would be a pretty good platform to give that cartridge a try. You go get a Savage 12. I mean, those are, yeah. That would be a really good. I'd probably a really good platform to try that cartridge out, see how it can perform. So it's definitely you can crank up the velocity on that thing. That would be a fun one just to see what kind of stupid velocities you could get. So, or build a 22 Creedmoor. Yes, you could, but there's no fun in that. There's no fun in going and getting the latest and greatest and the newest thing. Don't do that. Don't give in. Go get the thing that's old and do that. Now, either one would be super cool. I mean, I've owned one 22-250 before, and it was like I think it was a cheap Remington 783, so I ended up not keeping it. I would really like to have a nice 22-250 or a 220 Swift or something like that. I would like to have a really nice cartridge around that range. But yeah, you build a 22 Creedmoor, hey, we'd definitely watch. You post that stuff on your channel, we'd watch. Wayne, have the same thing in a Swift 225 Winchester custom built. Oh, nice. White Shadow, we hunt moose here in Sweden. I wish we had moose in Alabama. I bet that stuff tastes good. What's going on? Pay, whatever that is. Not much. We're chatting, a lot of random stuff. Just kind of tossing around different cartridges that we like, different factory rifles that we've tried to load for that just are super finicky and just not easy to load for and get to shoot well. So kind of covered a lot of stuff. Jeff, low pressure, 88 grain. Oh, this is for you, El Chupa Goats. Jeff, you do the 22 Creedmoor, right? 88 grain at 3,200 feet per second with pressure. Owner doesn't want more. Yep. New to reloading, just 5.56, 223 so far. Hey, this is one of the best hobbies you will ever find yourself involved in. I promise you that. It's awesome. Derek says he wants a Swedish moose. I agree. I just want a moose, period. I don't care where it comes from. El Chupa Goats. I was thinking getting a 22-250 Savage Axis 2, making a series. Oh, yeah. Yep, no, that's a good idea. Do that. I like the sound of that. Do that. I concur. I mean, it would be a good entry point, right? You could say, hey, here is, like, if you just want to go get a budget setup and you want to go hunt coyotes or small game, whatever, this is a good entryway into that. Here's you a Savage Axis 2, really nice budget setup. Here's how it performs with, a couple different options of factory ammo, right? Whatever you want to do with it. And then go, here's what you can do with it with some hand loads, right? If you want to stomp on it, you can. So that'd be pretty cool. White Shadow, elk, moose, and wild boar, fantastic to hunt with 5.56. I bet it'd kill. Derek says I'd take a Tika in 6.5 by 55 Swede. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Outdoor Generalist, 22-250 Ackley just seems cooler somehow than 22 Creed. Yeah, see, thank you. Outdoor Generalist is on my side on this one. Wayne, El Chupa, do it. They're plenty accurate. I agree. A lot of Savages, if you just go pick up a Savage off the shelf, Axis 2, Edge, whatever, generally speaking, you're probably going to have pretty good success with accuracy. In my experience, Savages have shot pretty good straight off the shelf. So, Jeff, no, 22-50, no pressure. Oh, okay. Jeff was shooting 88 grain in 22-250. Is that what you were saying? 88 grain, 3,200 feet per second. I think that's what you're saying. Derek, I ate moose meat during my first bear hunt in Maine. Very tasty. Yeah, I bet it is. That would be awesome. Wayne, they do have them in heavy barrel also. Yep, that'd be cool. Get a 22-250 in a heavy barrel. Derek, El Chupa Goats, if you're going to do a build series, get a 22-250 Ackley. White Shadow, what would you recommend for home defense? Oh, that's a good one. I mean, a handgun might be a pretty good place to start, right? I mean, something like a 9mm, that might be a good spot if you just need a handgun. That's something obviously very handy and easy to maneuver with. When you go down the path of like, hey, I want like a shotgun or a AR for home defense, well, now you run into something that you're holding, and you've got to be able to manipulate that, right, in a way that makes sense in a setting where you're probably being caught off guard, right? More than likely in the middle of the night, who knows when, and you're trying to get your wits about you, like what is going on, and you're trying to run around with this thing. So, a handgun might actually be a really good place to start from a home defense perspective. But outside of that, I mean, probably the next best thing, I mean, might just be a shotgun, right? Might be a 20 gauge, 12 gauge, something like that. Something you can just kind of shoot in the direction, right, of where something not nice is happening, and the chances of you hitting it is very high because it's a shotgun. So that would probably be a really good path to go down before you get into like, hey, I want to have a really cool like 300 blackout and trick it out. I want to be John Wick. Like that's well and good, but you got to make sure you can hit what you're aiming at. Again, when your adrenaline's through the roof and you're trying to find the target, get on the target, do everything properly, and take care of the target, versus here's my shotgun, I'm coming out and I'm just pointing in the general direction and I'm pulling the trigger. Might be a better option. I don't know. You'll have to evaluate that for yourself, but I would probably go the shotgun route, to be honest with you. Jeff says number 8 birdshot in my house, running with scissors. Here, have 308 and Axis and Macarbo trigger kit. Shoots nice groups. Okay, from 110 up to the 168 grain. Good deal. Derek, number 8 birdshot for my home also, along with a 40 cal SIG, a 357 SIG, and 3 9mm SIGs. 12 gauge, plasters walls. You're right, 9mm. Yeah, well, it just depends. You could, again, you would have to, maybe try to get some managed recoil loads, something like that. If you're going to go the shotgun route, you would just need to investigate, certain types of ammo. So maybe you don't have over penetration from whatever it is you're shooting, right? So there's a lot that goes into that, and it really is personal preference and your particular setup. So, you could go with a handgun, shotgun. Handgun obviously easier to maneuver and run around your house with, or whatever you're doing, like John Wick. It's easier to do that. With a shotgun, though, again, you're just pointing in the direction that something bad is happening, and you can try to resolve that problem. El Chupa goes, Derek, is there much of a difference between 22-250 and 22-250 Ackley? Cornbread, double aught buck, shorty shells. There you go. All right, guys, my phone is about to die, so I'm actually we're about to call it quits here. We're coming up on 1 hour. We're gonna call it quits at 1 hour, so we're at 57 minutes right now. So we got a few more minutes. If you guys have any last minute questions or recommendations for El Chupa Goats on which way he should go, Savage Axis. I do like the Savage Axis route. I think that's something that will appeal to a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people like myself where it's like, dude, I just want a gun that is going to shoot well, that's not going to cost an arm and a leg. And that's a lot of people that want to go hunting. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wants to get into coyote hunting. They're like, I don't have a ton of money to spend on the setup. Well, you go and get something that's going to shoot reliably well, right? Every time you pull a trigger, then that's a good place to start. And so then from there, you can start to build out what does that look like for the individual. So, no, Derek, El Chupa, yes, that shoulder angle preserves brass life in addition to the extra speed. Jeff, nothing is going to live at 5 yards with a shotgun. That's true. Cornbread, thanks for sharing, brother. God bless everyone. Hey, right back at you, brother. Appreciate y'all joining White Shadow. How come you so good at this, my buddy? Trust me, I am not good at this, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody joining in. It was a really good chat tonight, so I appreciate you guys jumping in here. Derek, happy upcoming Labor Day to you all. Yes. For those of you coming up in the U.S. this coming weekend, we've got Labor Day, so awesome stuff. You get a 3-day weekend, most folks. El Chupa Goats, okay, I'll take a look at it, Derek. Yep. Be looking forward to those videos, though, whenever you come out with them. Whatever route you decide to go, that'd be pretty cool. Wayne, you got to give us some words of wisdom before you go. Put your faith in God. I can tell you that right now. There's your words of wisdom. Yep, make Jesus your Lord and Savior. There's your words of wisdom for the day. Jeff said 22-250 versus 22-250 Ackley is about 200 feet per second. Okay, so that's nothing to sneeze at. Extra 200 feet per second. White Shadow, God bless you. Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, buddy. Cornbread said, thanks, Derek. I need deer blinds built. Any recommendations? Ooh, I don't have any, to be honest with you. Not when it comes to building those. Go buy a saddle. Just hunt out of a saddle. There's my recommendation. No, I'm just messing with you. Go get a Millennium tree seat. Those are nice too. So, Cornbread, amen. Wayne, good enough. That's it. All right, well, we just crossed over the 1 hour mark, so I gotta go because my phone is slowly, the battery's draining down. I need to go get this thing on the charger. So, build an octagon. Yeah, there you go. Build an octagon. Build something with a lot of space. I will say that. I do know that much for sure. Don't know who's going to build it or how you're going to build it. Just give yourself plenty of room. So that's it. We'll catch you guys next time. Hope y'all have a good rest of your evening, or I hope the rest of your day goes well, depending on where you're at in the world and what time zone you're in. And this could be Tuesday already. So hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.